This podcast provides a platform that will share many different points of views that should empower you, uplift you, make you want to go out and do right. When you hear the term still a man, say, yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Let's go.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Still a Man podcast. Tonight's discussion topic, King Trump. So, let's talk about it. So, are we witnessing a potential crowning of the first American king? I know that there has never been an American king, but if we stay true to form, Donald Trump, according to everybody's beliefs and their fears, he may be America's first king. All right, let's go to Bird. How do you feel about that, Bird?
What does that mean when you say king?
What you mean? What do I mean?
You're saying he's going to be the next king or the first king.
Well,
what does that mean?
Because
he's going to get elected president, or there's something new in the world that I don't know about?
Well, I don't know if you've seen the ruling Monday morning where the Supreme Court basically gave him broad immunity. So
no, they didn't. Stop that damn
Timmy,
line, Dave.
Let me wait.
You got to cut your bullshit out. That is not what they said.
Timmy, and I'm gonna.
You might need to go back and watch that.
Let me finish saying what I'm saying, because what I'm not gonna do is argue with you, and what you're not gonna do is overtalk me so that I don't get to say what I need to say. So, like I said, the Supreme Court granted Donald Trump broad immunity, and if you don't believe me, then you need to do some more research, because that's how they were.
You need to do more.
They didn't
word it that way.
We will see. You know,
they didn't
that
word
shit
it that
all
way.
backwards. They did not do that. They did not give him no goddamn
like I said,
broad immunity like you
Bird,
saying.
how do you feel about that? They granted him broad immunity.
They called it partial immunity. That's the correct word. I'm so sorry, but I have to say
that's not what they said.
Excuse me, Dave. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
You asking the question. So everybody else, when it's y'all turn to make your comments, then you can say what you need to say. But let him get the question out and let Bird respond.
Respectfully,
let's not act like children. You heard Trump.
All right. So, Bird, again, what I heard, what I researched, they said broad immunity. That's what the Supreme Court's ruling was. Now, whatever they heard, that's what I heard in that report when I did my research. So before you say that I'm wrong and that's not what happened and all that other stuff, you heard from one person and you got your information from a different source than what I did. Does not mean that I am necessarily wrong. Just because they didn't use the same words that you're fond of does not mean that I am wrong. So again, Bird, how do you feel about the Supreme Court granting Donald Trump broad immunity?
I don't really keep up with none of that nonsense, to be honest, but I wouldn't have expected anything less. Nothing surprises me what Trump can pull off.
Okay, well said, honest answer. All right, let's go to Ita. Same question, Ita, man. How do you feel about this man? Let's just call it what it is. They basically granted him immunity in shape or form, where at what level and how much it entails. We're gonna see some videos later on and they're gonna give you the necessary clarity on this situation and the statement and what it means. But again, how do you feel about them granting this man immunity?
I
Yes.
mean, I don't really, I can't, no, I don't have an opinion on that. Like, I don't get involved too much on this. I'm just kind of sitting in, listening, so I know what's going on, basically, but I don't have an input now.
That's fair. Feel free anytime during discussion to like just jump in when you feel like you got something to add. All right, Lady Tanya, what you got for us? How do you feel about that Supreme Court ruling?
I'm sad. I'm saddened by the ruling. And I think that the Supreme Court is political and they're not supposed to be. And that ruling, how I feel about that ruling, they basically gave him free reign to make him feel as if he could do whatever he wants to do, because they gave him absolute immunity on things that pertain to the office, to his role as president. Anything outside of his role as president, they gave him presumptive immunity, which means that it has to go back down to the lower courts for them to determine what action he took, if it was in the duty of the president or as a candidate. And then they further said that they couldn't use any of the evidence that the DOJ had on him that pertained to anything that had to do with the presidency. For example, his conversations with Vice President Mike Pence, the conversation he had with the lawyer, the Attorney General he tried to put in place to head the DOJ. They can't use his transcripts. So they basically tied the hands of the people who could prosecute him by giving him further immunity.
That's what I'm talking about, beloved. You said that very clearly. You put things in perspective. Like I said, I feel like you filled in the blanks. When I said broad, now you understand why I said that their ruling was broad immunity, because Tanya just told you what the ruling encompassed, and it's very broad. Hence me saying the word broad and them using the word broad. Okay, thank you, Tanya. Appreciate that. Let's go to Timmy next. How do you feel about the Supreme Court's ruling?
Let me go for Trump.
Okay, let's go to Sean. Sean, how do you feel about the Supreme Court's ruling?
So what's coming down the pike? Look at everything else that they've been overturning and ruling and judging on. Like Tanya said, I was under the impression all the years of growing up that the Supreme Court was a system that was supposed to explain to us what the rules and the laws are, and not actually make laws and rules. And you use the word king. I think we're about to see our first dictator.
Okay. All right. You want to give us your perspective on this? How do you feel about the ruling, the Supreme Court's ruling?
Well, I don't feel any way about it because you've seen it coming. You've seen it happening. So it's not like it's ooh and odd thing. It's just, it's really gonna be shaky when it comes down to the end. That's all I'm gonna say. It's really gonna be shaky. He's definitely gonna win. Ain't no one gonna beat him. The only way he's not gonna win is someone assassinate him. The question is, what's gonna happen when he does win?
Okay, stay tuned. I like that. All right, Mr. Lacey, let's get your views on the ruling.
I think with the undeniable evidence stacking up against people that was trying to push him to be arrested for January 6th. And the stuff that was coming out, that's kind of crazy. I don't know about the guy that really rallied everybody up. And then Nancy Pelosi with her tape that her daughter recorded. So it was gonna get crazy for the DOJ anyways with their whole case. They would have lost against Trump badly. So I can see them granting him the immunity to cover their tracks too.
Well said, well said. Brimage, what you got for us? How do you feel about the ruling, the Supreme Court's ruling?
And we're going to keep it real. To all my viewers, Mr. Clearwater is going to drip a little something right now. This is going to be a biased episode because we got people rooting for a dictator claiming he's going to be a king, and he isn't. Two things can happen. Because Trump messed up the system so goddamn bad, they gave Biden the go away. Go ahead, Biden. You got two things to do. Step aside, let your vice president or someone else younger worthy enough to run against Trump right now. They gave him an option. He said, I think I can do it. I got it. I'm still hanging in there. But at any time, he can step aside and let the vice or someone younger take over. He got another option because the Supreme Court can't control nothing no more. No courts are controlling nothing anymore. This is wide open for dictatorship. Biden can kill Donald Trump right now and won't serve a day in prison because he's president. And it's okay if he assassinates Donald Trump, and there will be no running for Donald Trump.
Somebody seems a bit violent today.
No, but
That
you know
sounds
what?
a bit cultish.
He's
He's a
absolutely
far
right.
left extremist.
I deliver for y'all, dripping like water. I don't care how sound I came across. That's the information you guys got to pay attention to.
He's right. He's right about that. I thought about the same thing.
You're crazy
Robert.
too.
Let me ask
They're blasting out all over BBC, CNN, all the news.
Have you ever heard of fear mongering? That's called fear mongering.
I don't care what you guys have done.
Scare you so bad that you can't vote for the person that you want to vote for.
All right. So, did everybody get a chance to? I want to make sure before I move on, did everybody got a chance? We didn't get no late arrivals.
I don't think Timmy got a chance to say what he needed to say.
Timmy, are you back? Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's see if did I was someone trying to say something?
Yeah, me.
Oh, okay, who's me?
Oh,
Kiana. All right, Duchess, have at it. What are your views about the Supreme Court's decision, their ruling?
Well, it's abomination of the court. They really overstepped their bounds. But I just think that, you know, the Republicans played the long game. They did the chess move. The reason why I feel that they passed it this way is because Donald Trump is guilty on everything else, and they want to be the curtain that covers him to try to make it over the finish line, and then he could do whatever the hell he wants to do and help them pass Project 2025 and further their agenda. So I think it's disgusting. I think it's despicable, and all the people who are praising a soon-to-be dictator don't understand how you can, because he's never going to do anything for you, the common person who he has nothing in common for. He wouldn't even spit on you if he was on fire. So I'm just wondering, you know, where the love for this person is that would never love them back. Not even love them, wouldn't even care about them. So that's it.
No.
I think that with us
He
saying,
don't even care
saying
about
the
his
first
own
thing.
fucking kids.
Okay, there go Timmy.
Tanya, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I was thinking that, excuse me. Go ahead, let Timmy, because I lost my train of thought.
All right,
So
hold
let
on
him
one
go.
second, because I want Kiana to elaborate on something. Kiana, what did you say was 25 what?
Project 2025.
What does that mean? What does that entail?
I mean, I'll try to condense it down to what
Yeah.
what it is. So it's a very conservative Christian, but not all Christians would be included in this Christian agenda.
The black folks.
Supreme ruling. So like they would attack everything from education to health.
Oh.
I mean, they're already doing doing it with their ruling of who can be over, who makes the rules over like the EPA and all these other things. So I mean, it's just they have an agenda, and anyone who
Women's
doesn't know
rights,
what
they
that
taking
is,
away women's rights to PA.
And
oh, that
Whether they
too.
should have a
and
PhD or not.
college is gonna be for
Hold
the
on,
white
hold
man.
on. Let Kiana finish.
No, I'm
Kiana,
done. I'm done.
and college will be for the white man, not the black man. You got to
Can I
keep
say something?
paying attention.
We ain't gonna let
Don't
them
need that
play us
poison
like
anyway.
a fiddle, right? Because Agenda 25, that sounds the same as Agenda 21, Agenda
Who brought out?
31.
Hey,
We
Greg.
got
Hey,
all
Greg.
these
Who brought out
agendas,
Agenda
and they're
21?
all
Who's
what you
responsible
say?
for Agenda 21, Greg? Tell him.
No, Democrats. It's just the government. Period. They're all together.
There you
So
go. They
when you
said right
start
wing, left wing, it's all the same bird. So it don't matter if it's
same
Biden or
bird,
Trump. They all
so
doing the same thing.
when
All
you're
right.
saying this stuff, it's just like a tactic to get you away from. The only reason why I really support Trump because he reminds me of a person that's getting treated like a person that is fighting for people. He's fighting for people. They're trying to demise him in every way they could. They're trying to make him look so bad. It's not working.
All right, let's get
It's
some
not
other.
working.
Let's get some.
Can
other.
I ask Gregory a question?
Yeah, and then I want to get both Elijah and Timmy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead, beloved. Ask him.
I was gonna ask him because he says that Trump is fighting for the people, and I would just like for him to tell me what policies and things that Trump has initiated that's fighting for the people that didn't benefit himself.
Most of the stuff that was going good for us before inflation and the war and stuff came from Trump. Most of the policies that the Democrats retracted.
Enlighten them.
Yes, please.
You don't
I
know
mean,
what
I
you
can't
talking
think
about.
of them off the top of my
Because you
head. I would
don't
have
know
to
what
pull up
you
a list.
talking about.
real
That's
quick.
why.
No, I do
Don't
know what I'm
let
talking
this
about. What I just said was true. You can look it up yourself if you want to.
All right, hold
You
tight,
don't
King.
know what you saying, buddy.
Hold on. Let's get Elijah. You ready to share? I'm gonna give you the same question I gave everybody else, and then we're gonna go back to Timmy. So, Elijah, the question is, how do you feel about the Supreme Court's ruling?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Shit. Only thing I can say probably is what took so long? Thought they was gonna do that during the Clinton. Is it right? If you understand the Constitution, they can do that. So that's all. If you understand the Constitution, they can do that. They can give all rights and partnership for president because he is the president, aka a king for 4 years. So they can do that. I'm with Gregory. I'm for my Donald Trump.
Okay.
So
all right. So to go back to what I was saying,
hold on, Jay.
the laws with the borders and all that stuff, they retracted it, and that was designed to help black people because all the immigrants was taking the jobs that we would usually get, which they called black jobs. And then people got mad about it being called a black job when black people really work at these jobs. It's so stupid, the things that we do.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, I mean, again, I did political science in college, so you have to really dig in the laws to see what's good for you, what's good for your community, what's good for your city, and what's good for your state. You got, to me, the congressmen in them is more effective than the president. If you really want to know what time it is, or where you both really at.
That's exactly what it is.
It's a congressman, and then
Right.
maybe your you know what I'm saying to you, maybe your senators. You dig what I'm saying? And that's how you really want to get things moving in your community, and then from your community you take off. But when it comes to the president, you're talking a nation. You know what I mean? You gotta remember, he's the chief of staff for the military, man. You know what I mean? That's his thing. When it comes to laws and stuff, you still got the House of Representatives you got to go through. So it ain't all on my president. And sometimes it ain't all on the House of Representatives. You got these things called pigeonholing. And you pass a bill, you know what they did to Barack Obama? They pigeonholed his stuff like a honey going north. So, you know what I mean? It all depends what you're looking for, what you want outcome to see some results. Now, if you're a business person, you want Donald Trump in. If you're going for your LLC, if you're going for your entrepreneur, your 1099, you want Donald Trump in. But if you want your women's rights when it comes to your abortion, or if you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you want to make a difference when it comes to basically doing stuff for your neighborhood, like kids having like daycares and all that stuff, and then of course, you know, you go for democratic stuff on that stuff right here. But again, congressman is the way to go.
All right, well said, well said. Okay, Timmy, let's get your opinion about the ruling, the Supreme Court's ruling.
The Supreme Court didn't do no broad ruling. The Supreme Court did one goddamn thing for him that it looks like it helping him, but it ain't. And the other two things, they sent it back down to the goddamn lower circuit, which means they're gonna make the decisions of what's going. And the Supreme Court is allowing them to make that decision. So whatever decision they come up with, that's what's gonna happen.
Okay, so you may have missed it when Tanya broke it down and she told you the whole idea of them passing it back to the lower courts. The lower court's hands are tied. So the Supreme
The lower court's hands are not tied.
Tanya,
that's why they sending it back down to them.
Let me say this. Their hands are not tied, but the whole point of the matter is that whatever decision the lower courts made, Trump can appeal it back to the Supreme Court. So the only thing that they did was
that's why they right.
The only thing that they did was kicked it down the road, kick the can down the road, for it to take a long time. That the hearing doesn't happen until after the election, and then they go back up to the Supreme Court for them to just go ahead and do what they was gonna do to begin with, which is to say that he's immune.
Okay. Nothing.
Completely.
Hold on. Hey, Dave. Dave, isn't
no
it the
fucking man or woman above the law?
You gotta find out.
Okay, Dave.
Go ahead, Elijah.
Dave. Isn't the law? I mean, what they have passed, right? If I'm gonna say it in the dumbest formation I can say. It's basically no bullshit. No bullshit can come up against the president when it comes to not with the policies of our country. So if says he had his own little personal bullshit, you can't use that against him.
Exactly.
He automatically is immune. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He don't. Yeah, he don't get touched. But if anything do happen with the policy, you know what I'm saying? See, that's when you have your House of Representatives and your impeachment. So this law right here, I ain't gonna lie to you. As a president, like what my president went through, to me it was stupid in the sense of they had really nothing to affect the country. Yes, I know about the paperwork. Yes, I know about him with the porn stars, him lying on his taxes. That has nothing to do with the country. If you look at the percentages and look at the jobs and stuff, it has nothing to do with the country.
If he had exposed that shit.
Okay, so
if he had,
Hold on, let
It
Elijah finish.
had
But you
the
don't feel like
inquirer
that for Bill though.
had
What
the
are we doing?
inquirer
Are we
not
have no more
tapped in.
questions, or we just talking?
We do. I'm just trying to let them get it on my system.
I get it. I mean, we got the power. We can decide who goes in office. Like
That's
Ab
right.
said, you got councilmen, you got governments. There's three branches of the government. The president don't do everything. He cannot
Right.
make any decision on his own. Dictatorship, whatever shit.
Exactly.
He can't just make a
Right.
decision. It has to get passed. So,
Got
I mean,
to.
get him in. He knows how to run a business. Running this country is running a business. It's running the money. It's running the numbers. He's good at it.
So
Who
once
knows
you,
I
how to
mean,
run a business?
Donald
Trump?
once you know
Trump
me, once
Trump is a
failed.
businessman.
All
He's a
his
He ain't no
businesses
businessman.
damn
have failed.
businessman.
You
All
think
his
they
businesses
failed?
have
you,
gone
He's a
into
failed
bankruptcy.
You
businessman.
think
I get
so?
it.
That's a
That's not
lie.
a
You
person
think
who runs a
so?
so how he
business.
still
That's
got
not no damn lie. If he
so
was so
if you're
It's a
successful,
contradiction. He
why
still
didn't
got
There's
his
he
tricks to
hotel
big.
fucking
There's
and his
tricks to
enterprise.
filing
You're
bankruptcy. You
lying.
can hide money. You can get more money. You file bankruptcy.
exactly,
Rappers do
Bird.
it. They're
Exactly.
not broke.
Exactly.
They file bankruptcy not to pay bills and debt that they made.
That's
that's
right.
the
50
best
Mm-hmm.
Cent
Not
smartest
just
to
did
thing
it.
file
you can
taxes. That's
do.
some genius shit.
That's the best smartest thing you can do is
Yes.
file
Yes.
your bankruptcy shit. You know what I mean? And put the
Run
life
up a
insurance
bill.
on
Get
the
your
one
bills
too.
paid
For
and
real.
still
And they
keep
say
your
bye bye.
money.
So
Yeah.
let me,
Still
For real.
keep your
Use other
money.
people's money. That's
so,
business.
Yes.
He's a
That's
businessman. I
business.
agree with you, Bird.
all right, so
He's gonna
That's
get us
everybody,
out
all
of debt.
working. Them
He's gonna
LLCs are
bring our
setting up
economy back up. And ain't no motherfucker that don't
Our
like Trump ain't gonna
economy is
spend that
back
like
money
up.
he
Our
was doing.
exactly,
economy
when
is
they
up.
give that money
Right.
out.
exactly.
Right.
All right,
He
so
gonna give out some
everybody,
money, and all the Trump haters are gonna spend that motherfucking money and
I
be
agree.
grateful for
Like
it.
they did during the
Nah,
pandemic.
he
He's not
gave
giving
you
them. He's not
money.
giving money
He
out to the
gave
average
that fucking
person.
money
So
because
All
the
right,
economy was fucked up.
That's the
all right.
thing.
And
That's the
you
thing,
He
needed
gave
Kiana.
you
money.
and
money to
sorry,
invest
You
no.
in
needed
the
For
money.
the
economy.
wealthy
Let's
You
go
people,
needed
back.
not for
money.
us, and not for
Congress
us,
gave
and
the
it put
money.
this country
The
deeper in
president
debt.
didn't give nothing.
No, whoa. No. When he went to go make the proposal bill,
Congress
well,
passed the check.
hold on. Nah, when he went to go for the bill, he was going for $2 trillion. I mean, they was one to give no more than $2 trillion. You dig what I'm saying to you? He asked for $5 trillion. You dig what I'm saying to you? When he got that $5 trillion, he made executive decision because people wasn't eating out here. Executive position. That means I don't care what y'all say, they're gonna get this money. And that's what happened. That's when you got your PPP loan. That's when you got your unemployment.
was all
And
that
those
for?
and those
To
people and
try
those
The
to
PPP
reason
loans went to
why,
try
people
to
who didn't
persuade
need them.
people in to get in,
the reason
getting
why,
their
the
vote.
reason why he made,
That's
he
a
could make
lie,
an
Uncle T.
executive. The reason why he could make an executive decision is because when it came to emergency, it's handed over to the president. And this was an emergency, a state of, a worldwide pandemic. So because of that, it was no time for pigeonhole. It was no time for politics. So he did the executive decision, execution. That's how we all got our checks. But that's not even it. That's not even that. He also put.
And what did they do? Everybody robbed the government and stole and lied and cheated.
That's not even true. That
Even
is
the
true.
motherfucking politicians that all
Including
the
him.
motherfuckers that making good money every year, the motherfuckers was stealing money from the PP loan too. They all.
But I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about well before the pandemic when he passed that tax credit law. It was for the wealthy and not for us, not for the lower people.
Whoa, no, that's not true.
What it did, let me finish. And what it did is that it kept them from paying the taxes that needed to go back into communities so that we can have those services in the community. It put us deeper in debt. It put us deeper in debt before the pandemic even came.
That's not true. He was cutting off stuff that we didn't need.
Wow, that's an opinion right there.
Created the pandemic.
No,
created the
Fossey did. He
pandemic.
just told you this. Did y'all watch the debate? Fossey did.
Check it.
Fossey is going down for this right now.
He lied about everything. He never said a true
That's
word,
a lie.
and he never answered any questions. I watched it,
Here
the whole thing.
When it came,
That's
Right.
a lie.
when
They
it came,
keep saying
Go
he
ahead,
lied about
Kiana, tell
everything,
him.
but nothing about what
These
he lied about.
conspiracy theorists, motherfuckers.
All right, everybody
That's a
pause for a
conspiracy.
moment. Hold on, guys. Everybody pause for a moment. So
I want to applaud Kiana.
And
I'm going back on mute.
Everybody pause for a moment. And I'm gonna go to because we got some other things. We got everybody's perspective on it.
Okay, yeah.
Went away from the first.
Yeah, and I came in too. So
see what's going on,
Oh,
darling.
shit.
I'm gonna come
Let's
back
go,
to
Gina.
you. I'm gonna come back to you right after the video. Gregory, let's get President of the United States opinion regarding the Supreme Court's findings, excuse me, their ruling. Everybody, please mute your phone until after the video's over.
What the
Zoom
fuck?
meeting.
For $1 per month for mobile only. Sign up today.
Dive into crypto and get rewards as you go with Coinbase Rewards. The average user gets over
President Biden is just weighing in on the Supreme Court's immunity ruling as he tries to bounce back from that disastrous debate. CBS's Weijia Jiang reports from the White House, where the president spoke a short time ago.
No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States. With today's Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity, that fundamentally changed.
Tonight, President Biden delivered a stark warning about the Supreme Court's ruling on presidential immunity.
The American people must decide if they want to entrust the president once again, the presidency, to Donald Trump, now knowing he'll be even more emboldened to do whatever he pleases whenever he wants to do it.
It was his first time making remarks at the White House since the debate. Despite his poor performance, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden downplayed the impact, telling Vogue magazine for its August cover story they will not let those 90 minutes define the 4 years he's been president. We will continue to fight.
I know I'm not a young man.
The Biden campaign is making the same case with a new ad just released this morning showing the president at a rally the day after the debate.
But I know how to do this job. I know right from wrong.
Considerably sharper and more energetic than when he was on stage with Donald Trump.
If we finally beat Medicare.
A new CBS News poll shows how the debate impacted voters, with 72% saying Biden does not have the mental and cognitive health to serve as president, compared to 65% before the debate. 50% believe Trump does. Among registered Democrats, 54% think Biden should run for president. 46% say he should not. Trump weighed in on a radio show.
And they say getting him out is very hard because he has the delegates, he has the votes. And that if he doesn't want to get out, there's not a thing they can do about it.
Election expert David Becker says the decision is for Biden alone to make.
The primaries were held. The voters have spoken. I expect that we will see a rematch of President Biden against former President Trump.
Tonight, the Biden campaign is circulating a new internal poll. Even though it has Trump leading by 1 point, it also shows support of the president has not changed following the debate. Top advisors brought up the results during a call with donors this evening, trying to calm nerves about Biden's viability. Major?
Nervous donors.
All right, let's go. We're gonna go to.
I felt like I was watching an episode of Rocky 20.
For real. It does seem like a TV show or movie, a clip from a movie. So that being said, let's go to Patsy. Let's get Patsy in on this discussion. Patsy, welcome. I'm gonna ask you right off the bat. Do you think? Well, first let me ask you: did you watch the presidential debate first?
I watched some of it. I didn't watch all of it. I just think it was ridiculous. Trump did not answer barely any questions. He danced around it, and then if he did answer it, and if he's talking, he's lying. So, yeah. So I don't believe a word out of his mouth.
So, all right. That being said, let me ask you about the condition of our president. Did Biden appear to be feeble? What did you think his health? How did he give a good account? Was it a good performance? Did he answer the questions? Did he sign?
Oh yeah, he definitely did answer the questions. Of course, he sounded hoarse because he did have a cold. You know, like anybody that has a cold, you know, he at least showed up and debated despite the way he felt. You know, it's like, okay, whatever. It's like you go to work, you show up for work to regardless of how you feel, like, okay. But you know, it's and of course Trump played out on it, and everybody want to say, oh, he's too old, but they like Trump and Biden are comparatively about the same age. Might be a couple of years difference, but
3 years.
they're up there, you know. So
One got a sense and other one don't.
Let me ask you this, Patsy.
Yeah.
You said he had a cold. Where did
One's a
where did you
federal
get that?
convicted federal offender.
Did Patsy, you said he had a cold. Where did you get that report from? Where did you learn that?
they actually said it on the news, and they were
The
saying
new
just before the debate too, you know, that he had a slight cold, you know, so yeah.
So what happened to his cold the next day?
Sounded just great, they said, right?
That same
Voice
night.
was great the next day. That is nuts.
And that same night when he was up there talking,
gonna
his
believe
wife
what
was
they
like,
said
"You
about
did
Yeah,
great,
you have
yo."
some.
Well,
You
like
get
I
some.
said, it
You
was
get
a
some
slight
clarity
cold,
and shit.
and he was just
Okay.
getting over it. So yeah, like that's what they basically were saying. He was
Yeah, you got
just at the
clarity.
tail
You
end of the
good.
cold. So like maybe by the next day when he got a little bit of rest, drank some tea and some water and whatever else,
And the throat lozenges.
help flush out and whatever, and, you know, took some lozenges. So you know, he felt a little bit better the next day.
Right.
You know?
What the fuck are you saying, Patsy? Cut it out.
For real.
Okay.
For real.
All right.
Whatever.
Let's
Hey, Dave.
hold on.
Hey, Dave.
Let's, gentlemen.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave.
Hold on, Elijah.
Dave.
Elijah.
Dave, let me ask you a question. I want to ask you a question. Dave, I want to ask you a question.
I'm listening.
What did you think about your president when he was doing his 1-2s in the debate?
Okay, that's the same question I was going to ask y'all, but I'll put myself on the line. I felt that Joe Biden was that was embarrassing. I felt like that his team, the Democratic Party, should have did better preparing him to go head to head with Donald Trump. I feel like Donald Trump frustrated him, and whatever illness or whatever mental decline he's having, cognitive decline, I think that Donald Trump exploited it.
You're supposed to.
I feel like that he made his point. Whereas he said he's a feeble old man. He says he's not healthy and stuff like that. He also made it look like that Biden couldn't even remember the question, let alone answer the question. I feel like that was a poor performance. I feel like they should have protected. That's what I feel like. But let me ask you the same question. How did you feel about his performance, both his performance and Trump's performance?
I believe my president, he did all right. You can tell he's kind of rusty.
Hold on, Elijah. You got to be clear. Who is your president?
Oh, Donald Trump. I shook his hands back in what, 92? Yeah, read his books, read all 3 of his books. Why we want you to come back, why I want you to be a billionaire, and when a millionaire meets the billionaire with Robert Kiyosaki. Oh yeah, I understand that. See, he's from Queens. You know what I mean? When you're Queens, right? There's really no racism, but that's a whole different type of culture. So when I'm here, I'm like, this dude is just a regular dude who got money. He's a middleman. He ain't old money. He ain't new money. Now, when it comes to Biden, who can give Biden advice besides his wife? Biden been doing this shit for 50 years. I'm sure his whole team is younger than his career. So nobody can't give him no advice. So he's going to keep on running. He has to. Why? Because that's his ego. That's his policy. That's all he knows. When it comes to his performance, this is where it's sad at when it comes to the United States of America as a people. He should not even run at all. And we got a horrible, horrible vice president that she can't even get into the running. So when it comes to this, you just might as well just give it to my president and let's get back on track and making America great again.
All right.
Zach.
On that note, I'm gonna let you stand on that. I'm gonna go to another female. Duchess, you wanna weigh in on that? How do you feel about both? How do you feel about the debate? How do you feel about both the candidates' performance?
How do I feel about the debate? I feel like I think any sane person who's trying to have a debate with a liar and an insane person, it's always going to be the normal person is going to look crazy.
So I had to say this. They picked the right one because he got dementia. I got what you're saying.
He doesn't have dementia, but okay, he had his facts, but he had points and bulletins to back up what he was saying. And the mere fact that he has a stuttering impediment is also going to make any of his words take longer to come across.
1,000 excuses for that guy.
No, that's not
That's a real problem.
Let her finish.
I don't think that's an excuse.
Let her finish.
I think those are facts. Facts are facts.
All right. You finished, Duchess?
No, and I forget the point that somebody just made. Damn, because y'all interrupted me, so I lost my train of thought. So if it comes back to me, I'll do it. But I think that and everyone who's calling for him to step aside, or oh yes, about Kamala. Can you name what Pence did? Can you name what Al Gore did? Can you name what any of our former vice presidents did? Nobody has any explanation or answer because you don't, because they didn't. She's done the most.
Do you want me to answer the question?
Yes, please.
Do you want me to answer the question?
No, she's not. Let her finish. Let her finish.
All right.
She as vice president has broken the most ties in with the Congress of any former vice president. That's number one. And the misogynistic and the racism towards this Black woman is utterly disgusting. And I just feel like there's an agenda, and it's very much annoying me. But go ahead, Elijah, with what you're going to actually say.
No, gentlemen, hold that, because I want to, before Elijah asks any question or answer any question.
He doesn't.
Before he answers any question, I want to make sure we get everybody a chance to listen, because we want to make sure everybody gets a chance to answer their initial question. So everybody will actually be brief but be brilliant. Bert, how'd you feel about the presidential debate? Did you watch it? How'd you feel about each candidate's performance?
I didn't watch it. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I mean, I do, but I know where I'm going. I don't need to see nothing. I know I'm here to work a business, and unfortunately, I'm a bit up in that class of status where these tax breaks affect me and will help me at the same time. So I don't know where everybody's at. I'm looking about a business. I want a businessman to run this country. He won't be able to do what he can't do. We have the power. If y'all don't want him in, y'all got the power to vote his ass not in. Some people ain't gonna vote at all.
Yeah.
Period. And that's how it's gonna happen. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I ain't gonna vote. Then your voice don't matter. I mean, they don't want them. We got the ability and we got the power not to have them.
All right.
Period.
Well said. Robert, let's get you to weigh in on this. Did you watch the election? And if so, how did you feel about each candidate?
Saw Rob there at the debate. Rob was there.
Brimage?
Clearwater's coming in, and I'm gonna be dripping right back out.
Be brief.
I'm gonna say this. Everyone else had their time. It's my turn.
You got your camera on too, by the way.
I'm going out again because people want. I'm gonna tell you what the deal is. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Watching that debate, before that debate, I watched Donald Trump talk bullshit, talk in circles, make up stories, lie. Watching the debate just to hear him bullshit Joe Biden or Sleepy Joe or whatever y'all want to call him, I didn't need to because I already knew which way it was going to go. It's sort of like what you guys are doing on this show. I can count 5 people. When a person's trying to explain to y'all people what's in front of your eyes, you're trying to cut them off so they can forget what they have to say. That's the tactics Donald Trump used, and you all adopted that shit. He ain't worth shit.
Damn it,
ain't
Bobby,
gonna do
you
shit.
figured me out.
Ain't gonna do nothing for any one of y'all in this country. He's doing it for himself. Clearwater out.
All right.
Can I go now? Can I go
He
now?
kept a lot of businesses and families eating.
Hold on.
Can I go now?
Go ahead, dude. I'm gonna let you talk with.
See, I'm not Trump or I'm not Biden. I'm not riding with no side because it's the same shit. I don't understand. Mr. Clearwater just says he can't see why people can't see it. They're both full of shit. None of them done nothing for none of us, and none of them will do nothing for none of us. It's a waste of time. The right wing, the left wing, and you got Bird right here. You got Bird. His name's on the screen. He got 2 wings, right? Left wing, right wing. Now in his fucking body, so that means Bird's controlling every fucking thing. The Democrats were responsible for Agenda 21. The Republicans will be responsible for Agenda 25. And then whoever's next will be responsible for Agenda 30. That's already in the works. They're all doing the same
Agenda
shit.
31.
And y'all was sitting here talking about, oh, this one's better. They all fucking suck. Ain't none of them doing shit for us. And the reason why I'm going to give you I hear a lot of sisters and I hear a lot of brothers. A lot of reasons a lot of brothers are voting for him because he's doing more for the black men. The Democrats ain't doing shit for the black men. But they're doing more. The Democrats are doing more shit for the women. So that's why most women are pro this one and pro that one. But they're all doing the same shit. I can't trust none of them and won't trust none of them. They're doing the same shit. Remember, we can go deep back into how you want to go, but I'm just going with recent shit. The Democrats were responsible for Agenda 21, and the Republicans will be responsible for Agenda 25, and then the next group coming on that, and they're all the same shit. So when we sit here and talk about Trump's this, Trump's that, or Biden's this, Biden, it's the same shit. None of them like us. None of them gonna do shit for us. They're gonna make promises to us like they do every year, and then nobody does nothing for us.
Hey, dude, did the Democrats do slavery?
Yes, they did. The Democratic Party is from the KKK.
Did the Democrats?
They're all the
slavery,
same
right?
people. They're all the same people. I don't care Republican, Democrat. They're all the same people. They're all the same people. I don't care.
Do we have to have a history lesson of how the parties switch sides because that shit happened back in the 1800s? Like I
no, still the same side.
People keep bringing this
it's all
up
bullshit.
because
Bullshit with George Washington.
you know what it is? Okay, I know what it is. It's a false narrative that you want people who are not intelligent and don't know anything to fall for the okie doke. That's why y'all keep saying
to us. That's what the government's doing to us. Want us to fall for the okie doke, like Trump is different from Biden and Biden's different from Trump, and they're doing the same shit to us.
I'm sorry, I can see with my own eyes that they're 2 different people. I don't need anybody to spin anything for me.
Okay. They're spinning it.
See, now what I was gonna say to you is that the Republican Party started with black people, so I don't know how we even got the reversed effect of that, but along the lines after the switch, even after the switch, we had the Democrat, whatever his name is, Langdon, whatever his name is, say I'm gonna have those niggas vote Democrat for the next 200.
You're talking about Johnson,
whatever his name is, Johnson,
Lyndon B. Johnson.
I'm gonna have them voting Democrat for the next 200 years, and we've been voting Democrat ever since. So it's kind of crazy to me when y'all start throwing the narratives out of they're the same bird or the same wing, and you can just pay attention to who's really for the people. There's
shit.
corporations, and then you got probably people that can represent the people. You got a person that's trying to represent American people, not the corporation of what business they can keep going, and the whole women's rights things and the reproductive thing got thrown out the window for COVID. Y'all wasn't saying, oh, my body, my rights, when they was mandating the goddamn vaccine. But now y'all are over here saying crazy stuff. It's kind of nuts. But nobody's educated enough to look into anything because people are stupid. That's what y'all be thinking if you're voting for the opposing side instead of trying to go look and really find details that might make you look like, let me scratch my head on this one because this is kind of funny.
Right,
So
well
the
said.
end my note,
Well
Dave.
said.
End on my
Well
note.
I don't even think that it's about you being stupid. I feel like if you even if you like him because of your tax bracket or whatever, what about your fellow man who can't make it on their own? And
He's
now,
giving money to the man
no, can
to
I
spend
finish?
to the businesses.
Now that you've taken away from services, because those keep getting cut every year, so now there is no the budget for the homeless is lower. So now that just increases crime. So eventually it will come back to you. So I just don't understand. So to me, it's not just about your purse. It's about your soul and
you're living
your
in your
morals.
hold on.
They're not one and the same. But
You're
if you really truly believe a person is the devil, why would you ever side with the devil?
You're living in capitalism. You're living in
I think Biden's the devil.
30
And I'm
pieces
telling
of
you, they
silver.
both devils. I'm telling you, they both.
Called me a super
I ain't
predator.
here to judge who's the
Trump was
devil.
friends with a whole bunch of black people.
All right,
until
gentlemen,
he ran for president.
let's get Tanya back into the discussion. She's been very quiet. Thank you, Kiana. Thank you, Gregory. Thank you, Berg. Thank you, Elijah. Thank you, Du. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Patsy. We got to get Sean and Tanya's perspective, and Timmy's been quiet as well. Tanya, how do you feel? Did you watch the debate, and how do you feel about the candidates?
I did watch the debate.
All right, so enlighten us.
How I felt about Biden, I felt like he made some prior mistakes before even going to the debate. I know he still has to work as president, but taking those trips overseas was wear and tear on his body because he is elderly. To then come right back and try to prepare for a debate a week in advance, to then go and face someone who he knows is a bulldozer when it comes to talking and trying to overtalk and getting his points, and that everything he says be a lie. And so you trying to fact check him in real time. You're not really thinking about the points that you're supposed to be making. There was a moment in the debate that he kind of gazed off, and I was like, it was really hard to watch. It was really hard to watch, and I kept yelling at the TV, bring up how they struck this action down that you was trying to do about the border. Bring up this, bring up that. But he didn't bring up any of that. And so he failed on that aspect. Trump lies about everything that comes out his mouth. And as far as people who follow him, that's your choice. Just like it's our choice to choose Biden. So it's offensive to say that people are stupid, that we're trying to say y'all stupid for following Trump. That's y'all perspective. Like, it's our perspective. If we want to follow Biden, we're smart enough to go and do our research. I lead by the spirit. I read people's spirit. And so if people's spirit is selfish and for themselves, they're not of God. God is for the others. He is for the other people and trying to make sure that they are taken care of. When you think about self and you only doing stuff for yourself to benefit yourself and not the people, not humanity, that's the problem now. Is everybody is for self and not each other. That's the way God intended it to be.
Well said.
Not for the United States of America.
Hold on, E. I'm gonna come back to you, I promise. I just want to get the other guys into the conversation and have been answer the question. Sean, you ready? Did you see the debate? Did you listen to the recap or anything? Do you have any comments, any opinions about the candidate's performance?
Yes, I did watch the debate. And my take on it was, I think the Democrats or Biden's team, I won't even go Democrat, Biden's team made a huge mistake by thinking that they can go up against Trump in the forum that they were in, meaning that you had a debate without a moderator. Which meant that someone can get up there and do like, and I'm not calling us up like we do, but like how we're doing right now. Just the person can get up, say something. A question was asked of him, and he danced all around everything, and no one reeled him back in to answer the question.
That's right.
For Biden to get up and sound the way that he did, there's nothing wrong with that man's mind. He has a speech impediment.
Right.
That's what it is.
That's what you guys are stuck on.
Yo, he had a speech impediment. What?
Hold on, gentlemen. Let's be
Yeah,
clear.
Let's not Donald Trump the situation right now. I was quiet the whole time you all was spitting all that shit that y'all was talking. Let me speak.
You guys, let him finish. Go ahead, Sean. You got the floor.
I don't care for neither one of them. But what I do care about is who's going to do the most for me and mine. And so where I have a problem with, let me just stick with your question that you asked me.
No, you speaking.
It was a mistake, because I don't want to get caught in running all over the place.
Go ahead.
I have enough of that going on. It was a mistake for Biden to agree to have that debate in the forum that they had it in.
I agree.
Because
but
what
that
he
that
needed
was his
to
decision.
do, it was his, and it was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yes,
a mistake
it was.
because what I believe he tried to show the people is that he was sincere, genuine, this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do that when you know that you don't have and I truly do not believe that there's anything wrong with his mental. It's all in his speech. And he's been talking like this for years. Even if you go back to his history of when he was younger, he fumbled over words because of his speech impediments. Before, when he was just a senator, this is how he spoke.
Nah, I disagree.
You can disagree. That's why I said go back and watch anything. You have the
when he
access to
did
go
it.
back and
That's
watch.
why I asked.
too.
Hey,
That's
gentlemen.
why
He
I
was
asked.
not fumbling.
Gregory and
saying.
Elijah, let him finish. Go ahead.
I'm done.
All right, so
that was my take on it.
All right, good. Thank you, Sean. Guys, before we go on, I need you to keep this in the forefront of your mind. We need to be respectful when other people are talking, especially for the people that are allowing you to have your say. Timmy, you want to take a stab at it? How'd you feel about the debate and the candidate's performance? Do you have any comments?
This debate don't mean nothing, really.
Right.
It really didn't mean. It didn't make no. You heard what they said. It didn't make no real big impact. So when the debate really counts, then come talk to me. But this was nothing more than a fucking sideshow.
All right, so you feel like it was a circus. All right, hold on. Everybody hold tight, because I'm going to tell y'all this real quick, and then we're going to move on. Based upon what the news and people who are saying, all the reporters and stuff like that, and all the analysts and stuff like this, they said this was a disaster of a debate. And if you did not get to see what happened, everybody pause your phones real quick. mute your phones. Gregory, let's get a quick, account of what happened. Show them 2 videos back to back. Everybody, please withhold your comments until after this, because this should put things in perspective. This is what they're talking about.
Who gave Grandpa the keys?
Zoom meeting. Recap of the first 2024 president.
The United States, Donald Trump. Many people were dying. All he said was, it's not that serious. Just inject a little bleach in your arm. You'll be all right. The economy collapsed. I put 3 great Supreme Court justices on the court, and they happened to vote in favor of killing Roe v. Wade. I supported Roe v. Wade, which had 3 trimesters. The first time is between the woman and the doctor. Second time is between the doctor and an extreme situation. The third time is between the between the woman and the state. And if I'm elected, I'm going to restore Roe v. Wade. We don't think that's a good thing. We think it's a radical thing. I've never heard so much malarkey in my whole life. Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one, a real easy one. And we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. And I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Look, having sex with a porn star on the night.
I feel like
You have the morals of an alley cat. I didn't have sex with a porn star, number 1. Joe, our country is being destroyed as you and I sit up here and waste a lot of time on this debate. This shouldn't be a debate. He is the worst president. He just said it about me because I said it.
Here's a really quick recap of the first.
I don't even know what just happened.
Relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
President Trump?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
The only person on this stage is a convicted felon is the man I'm looking at right now.
But when he talks about a convicted felon, his son is a convicted felon.
What are you talking about? You have the morals of an alley cat. My son was not a loser, was not a sucker. You're the sucker. You're the loser.
He's blaming inflation, and he's right. It's been very bad. He caused the inflation.
Excuse me, with dealing with everything we have to do with, look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
I'm sorry, y'all. Yo, this shit is funny.
Now you see.
That shit is funny. I feel like I'm watching an episode of Saturday Night Live or some shit. Yo, this shit is. Yo, the countries are laughing at us. They're laughing at these 2 clowns.
And this is all right. Everybody, come back. So this is the only reason why I showed those 2 videos like that, because this is the mockery that they're making of our election. This is what they're doing. This is what everybody, like Dude said, they're laughing at us. So when everybody want to say Trump's lying and stuff like that, and Trump told Biden, they're laughing at America, they're laughing at him. The truth of the matter is, some of the things that Trump says, there's some truth in it.
True.
He does some transference. He does some transference where some things that he's done, he makes it about the other person. But there are some truths that Trump speaks. So when he says they're laughing at us, they are laughing at us. Look at the videos that they're making. This is what other countries are watching and what they're seeing. America is looking very weak now because we got 2. Hold on, E. Let me finish. We got 2 people old.
All you magic motherfuckers, I ain't seen nothing.
Let me finish. Let me finish. We got 2 old, feeble white men that are basically acting like little kids, children. They're having an argument on the playground. Well, this is what you did to me. Oh no, you did this. That's what it is. These are supposed to be our leaders and stuff. This is what the whole world is watching. This is bad. This is what our government is made up of.
Dad, we still this shit, man. You crazy. We still this shit.
Let me finish, E. We got old people in those positions that need to step down and let other people take a shot at it. Because these guys, they're past date. If they can still do the job without all this nonsense, that's one thing. But what they're doing right now, they say, once a man, twice a child. These guys are reverting back to being children. I disagree. You disagree?
I disagree.
I do too.
Okay. Because I don't want anybody learning on the job to be the most important person in the world to be learning hands on, and you got to be trained and you got to be walked behind with your tricycle tires. I'm
Okay.
sorry. We're in a predicament where we need somebody who's been doing it, who has the knowledge, who has the decorum to meet with delegates of other countries and not lie and act childish.
So, Duchess, let me be clear about this. When you say you disagree with me, you disagree with everything I said, or just the part about we need young blood?
I disagree with the young blood. I also disagree that, I mean, a debate is a debate, but again, if you can't compare a normal debate between two people who are on the same level with a debate with two people who are not on the same level. Not even what is the word that I'm looking for? Not even I don't want to say mentally. Yeah, because one acts like a child and one is an adult, and he has to correct the child and then come around and tell you what everything's supposed to be. The moderators did not do any job. They could have been better off dropping a question on a screen and letting them answer. They were useless.
And I agree with you. That's why I said that whole thing was a mockery of our whole political debating and all that other stuff. They could have did without that. All they had to do was put those two on the phone and they would have went back and forth. Because like you said, the moderators did absolutely nothing. These guys argued about stuff past tense.
Dave,
Go ahead, Elijah. You got up next.
You forgot. The president of the United States started the first shot. You forgot about that. He the one who started fumbling and bumbling his words. Thank you, Mr. President. He's the one who didn't forgot what subject he was on. He was making straw man's arguments.
Mm-hmm.
He was moving goalposts when he was saying, the IRA, my fault. Let me get it right. The troopers of the border supported him, endorsed him.
And they don't.
He lied. He lied. And he's the president. See, my president can do all he can do, exaggerate, do a little bit of fibbing, because he's running. But when you have a president, a sitting president, you want him for 4 more years? And then the whole world, hold on. Now, listen, the whole world, if Biden was younger, yes, he would have been a little bit better. The whole world, even with the way Biden is, the whole world still can't see the United States of America when it comes to our freedom. Because it's about the people. Yeah, this is a little bit of a game. We don't got no kings. We don't got no dictators. You know what I mean? We're a capitalist country. We're not socialist. We're a capitalist country. You know what I'm saying? That means we trade. You dig? That's how we make our money. That's how we make our living. And after that, everything's up under an umbrella. We build a culture. But that's first. That's the United States of America, not Canada. So when it comes to how these two clowns are acting, hey, man, that's how the people are acting. You know what I mean? We act a little clownish, but when it comes to serious stuff, I don't care. Even if Biden do good for more years, they still can't see the United States of America. Didn't the pandemic show you when it came to our money? We're so way ahead of these motherfuckers, they can't even see us on our worst day. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was funny to us, but even if they trying to clown, you know what's messed up to me? Real talk. Is Rick Ross getting his boys getting his ass whipped up in Canada. That shit's more worse than this motherfucking debate. To me.
Well,
I'm done.
All right. Let's get Bird in on there. Bird, same question. These individuals behaving like children, clowns. They're making a mockery of the whole presidential debate because of their behavior. How you feel about that? B, you still with us? All right, I think you took an absence. All right, Sean, let's get you to jump back in there. How you feel about that?
I'm sorry, what was the question? One more time.
Basically, you seen how these guys was acting, and I feel like that they're making a mockery of the whole presidential election, with them going back and forth, behaving like children and stuff like that. I feel like that, it was just a poor count overall. And I think that those videos are, the way they are, that's just the state of affairs. That's how people are viewing us. They're laughing at us the same way we was laughing at that. And to be honest with you guys, in those videos and stuff like that, and you guys are telling me that Joe Biden has always talked like that. That may be, but I want to say this to y'all, and then I'm gonna let you answer the question too, Sean. I'm sorry. But I feel like too that we become sympathetic in a sense, because it sounds like too, we're making excuses for one, and then for the other, we're like really raking them over the coals, because I feel like that again, because they said that Biden is very stubborn and stuff like that, right? I feel like that when he went into that debate, how come I just don't feel like that he was real sharp. I just don't. I feel like I don't think it was just his speech impediment. I think there's something cognitive going on, and I feel like they're not telling us. They're trying to hide it.
It's called age.
I understand age. I understand age, Elijah, but I think that is something else. I think that keeping that man in that position and having him running because they don't have no real competition to oppose Donald Trump. Go ahead, Sean, take it.
She ain't no comp either.
All right. What was your question?
Again, I feel like they're making a mockery of the whole presidential election and stuff like that. I feel like these are poor choices. How you feel about it?
Making mockery because our candidates allow the mockery to be made. I'm with Elijah on the fact that other countries can't see us, but I am aware that other countries aren't fearful, nor do they respect us.
Yes.
The way that they used to.
Yes.
So, and in that aspect, they will always moving forward until something changes. They won't look at America as the great country that it once was.
Hold on, Shiz. No, not to cut your whiz, right? Not to cut your whiz, right? But their people will. When the pandemic kicked off, the people showed they wanted to be just like us. That's pressure.
Yes.
And I look at how pressure gets down. So when that pressure comes, people wants to be like us. That's why I say I don't care about who's the head. When it comes to us, when we sneeze, they get a cold. Not when they sneeze, we get a cold. And we ain't trying to be no dictators around the world. We're just being ourselves. That's why, to me, this president stuff is crazy. But when it comes to when it comes to the people, they want to be like us. Now, we got to know who we are for them want to be like us.
All right, Sean.
And I follow you on that, but that's why I always say that they'll never be, if you will, if I can switch your words around, they'll never be us, and they want to be us, but they'll never have that fear or respect that we once had. Is what I'm saying. America, other countries do not fear America like they once did, because they know that we're fighting
when
amongst.
9/11, when 9/11 happened, Barack, oh boy, you know what I'm saying? He was one of a million. When I'm saying this, these are some strong dictators over there, especially Russia and China. If they really didn't fear us, they'd do some silly shit with our offshore stuff. They're not really, they test, but they don't really push. You know what I mean? If they really didn't fear us, they would do really some, you know what I'm saying, pigs and bay type of stuff. You dig? So when it comes to, go ahead. My fault, it's your whiz, my fault.
No. Because what you're saying is accurate to a degree. If you're saying that if they really didn't fear us, if they really feared us, they would never have pushed or even tested the waters that they do. The only reason why that they don't respond or do the things that they do to the degree that they could possibly think that they want to do it is that they're not equipped for the outcome of it.
Right. So we still got the big dick.
But now let's take it streetwise. If we was on the street, you know that there are certain things that you don't F with, because of the outcome of what the outcome could be. Correct?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're right.
therefore, you may feel a certain way about them, but you also know that, but you don't respect them, because if the opportunity came that you can walk up to a nigga and slap him, you would do so. And that's what I
Right.
mean by they don't fit. Like, there was a time when their countries wouldn't even have tested us on that level, let
Now
alone
they
worry
sizing
about
us
the
up.
repercussions of it.
Right, but check it though, right? Listen, right?
Yes, sir.
I understand what you're saying. In each generation, you got different dictators feel like, we find their weakness. China's the only one who can crack an egg on the sense of, you know what? Let's get rich. You know what I mean? Then when we get rich, get our money right, then we go to war. So they want to do their 1-2s, and this is why I'm for my president. He knows how to battle against them. He knows how to battle against Russia. Why? Because we're capitalists first. When we're capitalists first, listen, we got all the resources. We don't need to touch none of these niggas. But because we're capitalists first, we make those trades. So whenever it comes to war, it won't just hurt us. It will hurt the whole world. That's a difference on, do I want to beef with these dudes or not? Why? We got the most money, and we buys up all the products. Why would you want to go war with me? And I got the most money, and I'm buying up all the products. You dig? And I got more arsenal than you. You know what I'm saying to you? So our culture, and hold on, and your peoples want to be like my peoples. You know what I mean? Listen, we're a country that never was yet must be. And when it comes to the black people in the United States of America, we are unique. It has never been written for us. So when I don't care who's Congress, I don't care who's governor, I don't care who's mayor, I don't care who's president, secretary. I know when it comes to, okay, they want to come here, you talking about guerrilla warfare. You want to come here, it's a whole different ball game. And we all know that. So that's why I said when it comes to they're not scared of us, or they think they sizing us up. So what? Go ahead, try. And then you get a smack in the face, and you get a reminder again. That's how cocky I am about us people.
Cool. G,
Pause
let
for a
me say
minute.
these two things, and
Pause for a minute.
and
Then Sean finish
all right.
up, and then we're gonna go to the next person. Go ahead, Sean.
Yep, I'm gonna say these two things, and I'm gonna get off of it. I want to speak real quick to Elijah when you say our president. I don't have a problem with anyone who votes for Trump or anything like that. What I have, where my issue comes in, is that we're talking about, like what Elijah just spoke on. We're talking about the overall country and this and the other. What he can do for the government and this and that, da 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 da. I vote based off of the fact of, that's one thing what he can do for the country as a whole, but then it comes down to what does he do for us and our community itself.
We never needed these presidents. Never needed them. Never. We black. We never needed them. We make our own. You did.
But here's the deal. You do need the president, because the president is the one that sets the tone for for the way that the people vote for all the lower class offices below them.
Okay, check this out. You know why? Shiz, you know why? All right, I'm from Chicago, right? And when it came to Larry Hoover, he learned what time it is. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, he learned what time it is on, you know what, we shouldn't even be fighting all that stuff. Let's first, and we don't got enough money to be legislators. You know what I'm saying to you? Let's or lobbyists, excuse me. Let's go into politics. You know what I mean? Let's spin off of what the Panthers did. You dig what I'm saying to you? Let's help our own people. Let's create our own laws and do our own laws. A lot of black people did a lot of stuff that they adopt that we did first. But the part that we never thought about is jumping into their game in politics. So when Larry Hoover started thinking about making a plan how to do this stuff, and that's when conspiracy came in line. Why? Because let's get their money. What I'm saying is this.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Before because we were about to go into another round. Sean, are you finished?
I'm done, sir. Yeah.
You made your point. Elijah, hold on. I got your perspective, bro. You're talking.
Nah, I'm good.
I hear what you're saying. You're making your point. I just want to make sure I get these other people into the conversation that's been silent. Gina, did I hear you come in? Okay, that wasn't Gina. All right. Tanya, you want to get back in this?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna switch this up a little bit, guys, because I feel like we killed that. So I got some other questions. I'm gonna ask other people these questions. Tanya, I'm gonna go to you, and then we're gonna break our way around. So thank you, Sean and Elijah, for the wisdom. Based upon America's misogynist ways, in their beliefs, do you think that if, and I said if, Biden is forced to sit down due to his health, any health issues, do you think that they're going to be quick to put Kamala as the Democratic electee?
I honestly think that there will be a fight within the Democratic Party about putting Kamala versus Gavin Newsom. There'll be those ones who want to see the first woman president and think that will galvanize the women to come out and vote, even the independent women. But and so it will be across the board. Like there will be Republican women coming out to vote for her just because she's a woman. Yeah,
so?
that's what I think. But and the same token, Gavin Newsom is who all the other moderate Democrats turn to be a running mate, and plus to keep it status quo as a white male running for president.
Okay. Dude, same question. Do you think that the misogynist ways of America will allow them or prevent them from voting for Kamala to be the Democratic presidential elect?
Well, I think with how this country is behind doors, like some type of folks, that's one of the reasons why Biden's doing so bad as well, too, because nobody wants her to be president. And everybody who likes Biden, who loves Biden, know he ain't making it no 4 years. And they don't want her in there. I'm not saying our people or per se, but certain other people who are Democrat, because the Democrats are the most racist people around, too. And they just hide theirs. But they don't want to see that black woman president. So that's why he's doing really bad as he really is doing. He still would have been doing bad, but he's really doing bad because even his own supporters don't want to see her president if something goes wrong with him, and they know he ain't making it the whole term.
Okay, well said. Robert, same question. Do you think the Democrats will elect Kamala to be the Democratic electee if presidential electee if Biden has to drop out the race due to health issues?
I think that they have a different person. I mean, if they do, and I can care less. Hopefully she gets in there. She stops Donald Trump from getting in there. If that's what they're worrying about, him messing up our country or becoming a dictator, then put her in there. But I believe that they have other people that can run. I mean, there's a lot of people they can throw into this on a popularity vote. They got people still getting 1%. They got the third party that they're still looking at, one of the Kennedys. While y'all was doing all that, Hoover the Hobbiton, I was over here listening to news about the third party, their chances now. So there's a lot of little openings that, it could happen if Biden becomes sick or he decides to step aside.
Okay. Timmy, you still with us? Timmy? Okay, guys, I'm really trying hard to keep you as a part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Democratic Party will elect Kamala to be the presidential electee if Biden has to step down due to health issues?
That's her position. She's in next in line, James. We talked about this last night.
Let me be clear, because I think you didn't hear the question clearly. I didn't say the president. I said the Democratic presidential electee. Okay.
If fucking Joe Biden can't do his job while he's president, Kamala Harris comes in and she takes over. That's fucking procedure. Now, if he gets sick during the thing and he has to pull out, Kamala, they're not gonna go for her because she already tried to run for president. And she ended up failing out early because she didn't have the backing.
Patsy, same question. Do you think that due to America's misogynist ways that they would allow Kamala to step in as the Democratic presidential electee?
No, I don't think so, because they like to, for strategy wise, they probably will still have her on the ticket as the vice president, but because like, although there's like a lot of people out here, especially women, that will vote for a woman for president, and this country, the state of affairs of how people are thinking, are still not accepting women as a president, let alone a woman of color. It's just a lot of stinking thinking, and people are not out here really ready to take on any women, no matter who she is or what her background is, for a president being a woman. This country literally is not ready for that yet. Not that we won't be down the line, but at this particular moment where people are still got issues around women anyways, and thinking we're like lower class citizens still in a sense. So yeah, they're not just, because of strategy and the way people look at women still, they're not going to elect her as a running bag for being president.
Well said.
Not that she can't do the job. I'm quite sure she can, with her past experiences. Unlike Trump, he has, outside of being president, that one term, he has no collegiate experience in politics. I'd rather, if Reagan was still alive today, I would rather president again, because he was a governor in California. I think, for me, anybody that does not have any political experience should not be allowed to run for president. They have to have some form, I don't care if they just a mayor or whatever, underneath the governor, to be able to have some kind of experience to actually run for president, not just out of the whim, want to run for president with no experience in political running.
All right, well said.
Yeah.
Let's get these ladies in there. Gianna, same question. Do you think the misogynistic ways and beliefs of the American people will prevent the Democrats from electing Kamala as their presidential elect?
Yes, I believe that they would never, if they didn't feel enough in them to vote for Hillary Clinton, a white woman, and white women even voted against their own best interest to choose Trump, they're not going to accept a Black woman with open arms as the nominee.
You know, I knew he was gonna say that, but you said it. You spoke it. Spoke some truth. Tanya, did I get to you there?
Oh, and also Gavin Newsom said he's not going to be the nominee. So all these people trying to throw other people in the mix, I feel like we have a oxymoronic conversation. We need to pull together and move. The one thing I can say about the Republicans is they move as a unit strategically. If everybody moves to the left, they all move to the left. You don't hear somebody say, well, I want to go north, right. No, they move as a unit. We over here fighting and bickering and we just look a hot mess as a group. Well, not everybody's a Democrat anyway, but I was just saying, as a Democratic group or party, there's so much infighting and unrealistic.
The Republicans have the same shit going on too.
But I still think that they move more as a unit.
They tried to exploit the Democrats.
Oh, Timmy, Timmy, she's right. Behind closed doors, they do got shit going on. But
they be
they might fight behind the doors, but in the public, they move as one family. They don't care that their crazy uncle is in charge. They move as one unit to help crazy uncle get through.
Wait, hold on. At the beginning of it, they was all against him except for that one dude, the one Republican that told all of them a new asshole because he was telling them, I forget her name, Nikki Haley. They didn't want her to run because they was trying to bash Trump at the beginning. All the Republicans, except for one of them. It was one dude that was sticking up for him.
Tanya,
I think they seen him as the Trojan horse, and they was gonna ride him right into Helena.
You addressed me already, Dave.
All right, Robert, you want to?
Itima, Dave, you ain't asked Itima no damn question.
Itima says she's just listening. You guys have basically given her firsthand education regarding this matter. Robbie, I'm gonna give you a chance to answer that same question. Do you think that the Democrats would elect?
I'm gonna say this. There was 13 and it became 12. There's a 12th person on here besides Itzema that is sitting there listening too. You already came to me, I already answered.
You answered, all right. You answered the question regarding Kamala?
Yes. I
right.
told you that, I mean, it doesn't matter to me. If she does, you'll stop a dictator. If she doesn't, who cares? I mean, we deal with wherever we get, since everyone's comfortable with Donald Trump.
Question. You didn't let me answer it.
All right, Gregory, I'm gonna let you, and everybody else that's on here, if you didn't get a chance to listen in, feel free to jump in, because again, if you haven't made yourself known, then you're just the unknown. Gregory, I'm gonna give you a chance, and then we're gonna move on to the next question. Do you feel like that the Democrats would elect Kamala as their presidential candidate?
No, and that's kind of crazy because she's the same person that locked up all these Black and brown people and then said she doesn't identify as Black because she's Asian and Jamaican. Then she turned around and told our people, I won't give people reparations because of the color of their skin, but she gave it to the Asian people. Would I want her to be a candidate? her run? Because I know it's gonna be a bunch of people that might really vote for her. That'll be kind of crazy.
All right, so I'm gonna go to
They
you
should-
first, Elijah. We're coming to the end of the discussion.
I'm sorry, how did she give it to the Asian people when those things have to come through Congress?
That was something that the Democrats came up with. She was a person, just like she signed off on the 94 crime bill. She didn't have to directly do it, but she was a part of it. She knew what it was going to do to our people. Same way that
Tanya,
she knew they was going to do that for the Asian people, but not for the Black people.
Well, first of all, anything that has Black in the title is going to be shot down and taken through courts. So you have to be strategic on how you write a bill and who it covers, because as we see, we're in court now over DEI and all types of things that they're trying to say. Oh, even the bill for the Black farmers. White farmers are taking people to court because they don't believe that they have the right to either the loans or whatever that they should have had. It's just a bunch of crap. Secondly, that other thing that you said about her putting Black people in jail, Black men in jail. She was the district attorney. But again,
and then
I need you to tell me. I need you to tell me the facts of that, because that has been blown out of proportion, and I don't know. Go ahead. Where'd you get that
Arrested
from?
over thousands of Black people and charged them. They hit them with the book for their weed crimes.
That's not true. Go ahead.
And then they asked her about if she ever smoked weed herself, and she laughed about it. This is true. This really happened.
If she laughed about something that she did as a teenager or a 20-year-old before she was in the office, that has nothing to do with her being in the office.
Wait a minute. She was laughing about it after they asked her about her arresting the people and giving them those strict sentences.
I want to see this interview that you're saying, because I don't believe that. I
Look
hear
it up.
you.
I'm telling you.
I hear you mimicking talking points that people have been saying that
There's
I
actually
know are
an
false.
interview of them asking her that. You
All
can
right, so
look it up. I'm telling
what
you.
I'm going to suggest that you do, for time's sake, Reggie, when you get a chance, find that video, share it with Duchess, and let's move on. Elijah, last question. If Donald Trump loses this 2024 presidential election, do you think he would concede and admit, move on? Or do you think that he's going to continue to run? And let's be brief, but be brilliant.
I really don't see him losing. So that's all I got to say on that one.
Okay. Gregory, if Donald Trump loses the 2024 presidential election, do you think he would concede, or do you think he'll have another hissy fit, as they say, or do you think that he would just leave politics, or he'll continue to run?
Like he said, he didn't even want to run this time. He's only there because there's a poor job being done.
So, I'm going to tell you this, both you and Elijah pulled the Trump, right? Y'all avoided answering the question.
I answered the question. If you didn't decide it makes sense.
All right, don't worry about it. Sean, same question, my brother. Do you think that if Donald happens to lose this election, that he would concede to defeat and move on, or do you think he's going to continue to run?
He will continue to run, and with this SCOTUS ruling, would give him the power to be able to stay in there and refuse to leave, and wouldn't be nothing that the government can do about it.
Okay, so you're saying if he wins, that
No. You asked the question if he lost.
Yeah, if he lost.
If he lost, you're correct. Wrong. I'm sorry, I answered it wrong. Yeah, if he lost, I think he would go through the same process of that he went through this last time.
But I'll give you a chance to make your point too about if he did win and it came to the end of his term, and would he try to go on, make your point about that?
Well, I mean, to me, the understanding of the ruling is that he could refuse to leave and not try to come up with some other ruling to where at some point they might do away with the whole presidential being able to only serve 2 terms.
Nah, that's in the Constitution. That's the difference. You got your Supreme Court doing the 1-2s oversee the laws, but the Constitution always override. That's the manual to the United States. If you do that, say bye-bye to the United States. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, okay, they're working on it.
All right.
You know they're working on it.
Same
question.
And that one is facts, Sean. That one is facts.
Same question.
Yeah, they are. They're trying to find loopholes and shit.
Same question.
Oh, 2 words: civil war.
Okay. Timmy, do you think that the Donald would concede to defeat if he loses this election, or do you think he's going to continue to run?
If he loses again, he's gonna be whining, but he ain't gonna get the same traction that he got. They gonna realize and be like, you're a goddamn loser, Donald. Just like he lost them all their goddamn seat control of the Senate.
Okay.
The not the Senate, but the fucking House.
All right.
He caused them seats where they only got narrow fucking narrow majority. It's only like 1 or 2 seats. So he caused them to gain, and he lost it. And all his candidates lost.
All right. Tanya, same question. Do you think that the Donald would concede to defeat if he loses this election, or do you think he'll continue to run?
No, he will not concede. He will not concede. He will call for a civil war, call his people to riot, and it will end up being a civil war. And then with the Supreme Court ruling, he will still be a lame duck president. So he will still officially be the president, and it will prevent there from being a transfer of power. So with the Civil War happening, so he will never leave office.
Okay, well said. Patty, you can answer it the same way. So do you think he'll concede, or do you think he'll continue to run? And if he does win this election, do you think he'll ever leave office?
If he loses, he'll have a tantrum like he did the last time. And if he wins, it's definitely, he'll try to put this into a dictatorship country, which I see to be inevitable if he gets reelected.
Okay.
This country will not look the same. Like we have, it may be a little chaotic and disagreements and the Congress and everything, but at least like a lot of things will be somewhat the same now if he's not elected.
Okay. Itima, if you're still with us, beloved, I'm gonna give you a chance to answer that, even though, I mean, because if you want to, do you think that Donald Trump would, if he loses, he's gonna be okay with, he's gonna walk away, and if he wins, do you think he's gonna leave office at all?
I think he's gonna be okay either way. Because if we're gonna do something to him, they would have already did it.
regardless. No, I just
He's a felony already. He's getting convicted. He's getting convicted sentenced on the 11th.
Timmy, let's be fair to everybody.
Next week, Thursday, his ass will be sentenced.
All right, so, Robert, same question. If Donald loses the election, do you think he's gonna concede to defeat? Or do you think that he's gonna continue to run? And if he wins, do you think he's ever gonna leave office?
To my viewers out there, this might seem like an overflow of the most clearest waters you ever have faced. I would say this. Donald Trump losing, he already said it early on. If they don't let me in there, yeah,
You're breaking up.
And they'll do
phone
something
broke
about
up.
it. Yeah, they'll do something about
That's
it.
exactly what he would say, Robert. You're absolutely correct.
Stop on. I'm here again. Clear water. Could you hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you now.
Stop moving your phone.
Trump, if he loses, he already stated you will make the people very, very, very upset. And they will go out and do something. If he wins, we already know what to expect. I told you, dictatorship. I'm going to remind you of two things Biden could do right now. One is step aside, let someone else run that will get the job done. At least we hope. The second thing, because Donald Trump made it possible, there's no more rules in the White House, people. Pay close attention. It's open season. He can have Donald Trump assassinated right now as we speak and won't face a day in jail. I'm not saying to go do it, Biden, but they already said you could do it and nothing won't happen to you because the rules has changed. The third thing he can do is his worst enemy's wishes. What would I do on Thursday after I embarrass myself, let people down? What could I do? Do the opposite of what Donald Trump wants you to do. He wants you to walk away. He wants you to fold. Don't fold. This is what you do. Play his card on him. You're president now. The rules has changed. He want to be dictator. You don't leave the goddamn White House at all. Don't turn.
All right, so
it's radical left, radical.
Gregory, we're gonna move on to Kiana now. Kiana, Duchess, same question. If Donald loses the election, do you think he's going to admit defeat? Or do you think he's gonna continue? Timmy, or do you think he's gonna continue to run? And if he does win, do you think that he's
with families that are born in America and immigrant communities throughout history? Well done.
That's me probably. I'm waiting for you to finish the question.
So I'll say it again.
No, you don't need to. I know what it is.
Go ahead.
He's never admitted defeat, so or concedes, so he never will. He even eluded a question on the debate. So he will never concede. He'll probably try to do again of going through the courts to see where he can try to either get votes that he never had or where he can get votes that he needs. The same crap. If he were to get in, I hope that does not happen, but he would never leave. He'll probably sign the next person to take over will be his oldest son. Shit, hell, it might even be his daughter since he loves her so much. So the lineage of a Trump quote unquote, I don't want to say democracy. I don't want to say president.
Democracy.
Yes, thank you. Will be what we know from henceforth.
Okay, and that being said, let me ask you this last question. You know, do you feel like because of that, is that the introduction to America as their first king, American king? Will Donald Trump be our first American king based upon the new ruling if he gets back in office?
If it's up to him, he would be, because that he loves dictators. He's in love with all the Russia's president and at Putin and Kim Jong-un and whatever.
Yeah.
He admires them. So of course he wants to be just like them. And yes, he would do
Beijing.
exactly that.
All right.
Hold on, Dave. Dave.
This has been the Still a Man podcast show. To keep this conversation going in the green room. So stay tuned.